Hello and welcome to the show. We start this week's FailRace episode with C91 on State of Decay 2. Now, I've seen vehicles freak out on this game before. This one, though, is really not set off by much. It's the lightest of taps while trying to park that launches the car over. And it's one thing to have it launched onto its roof, but it's not done yet. The player tries to get out of the car, it proceeds to cartwheel and spiral around massively, not great, although the player does survive amazingly, is unharmed in climbing out of the car. They try to flip it over, which works briefly before it explodes something, barrels or whatever, and then goes back to cartwheeling and flipping its way down the race, just not very happy. Vero the Fox on Wreckfest manages to get a double loop from the motorhome. I've raced around this circuit plenty of times, often in silly vehicles, including motorhomes, and I've seen many crashes and seen the loop blocked. I don't think I've ever seen the loop had to be taken twice in that manner. The vehicles carry enough momentum to take the loop a second time before. I mean, it does end up stuck and then stuff piles into it and it doesn't really go well, but yeah, that's quite impressive actually to have got the loop twice. USS Vagrant up next on the long drive is heading about, minding their own business. Everything is fine, pretty much, driving about at night, when the game decides to make sure everything is not fine, for reasons that I don't know either, really. The car just sort of falls apart. It briefly sinks through the floor, which I think is what must have set it off, but the doors have come off, the front wheels have pinged off into oblivion. The rear was actually pinged off, but then pinged back on again, which is weird. That's not going anywhere. We move to Snowrunner next. Now, we have seen many trucks flip and spiral and spin their way through the air. This one is defeated by a sign. Yes, big, heavy truck gets absolutely wrecked by a very small sign, actually. It just got spat to the side of the road, and that was that for them. Stuffed Turtle is up next on Dirt Rally 2, racing at the Lancia Fulvia. Everything goes a bit wrong. They just about manage to avoid a tree, get so lucky, gather it back up, and everything tries to go wrong again. Still going to stay on the wheels. And that's two incredibly lucky two moments. So, like, hitting the dirt banks and going on your side, not exactly uncommon, but, you know, surviving them and landing on your wheels can happen. This manages to do it twice in two different ways. Oh, that's one very lucky Lancia. There's going to be some scratches on the side of that. It's going to be difficult to explain to the mechanics. We're sticking with rally theme, though. We're moving on to WRC9 with a less lucky vehicle here. Again, high speed, dirt banks either side. This time, though, for the Hyundai, not quite such a good recovery. Jumps, can't get the vehicle off the dirt. Continues to roll along, clonks a tree. We're going to spiral many times through the air and does land on its wheels. Will give bonus points for the landing, but certainly not as nice as the Lancia. Down Under Thunder up next on Kerbal. Space Program has got a really awesome looking plane thing going on here. I guess it's sort of like low orbit plane. I don't know, it's really cool. Either way, things were going well until they tried to level out and just use a little bit too much force, and then it tears itself apart. Yeah, I guess trying to level off and trying to do it too quickly, put too much load through the aircraft, and everything fell off. Everything disintegrated at once. Amazingly, the main fuselage that was okay, but yeah. Oh, those poor Kerbals. It's not ideal. It's not ideal, that one. Actually, it kind of reminds me of the aircraft. It's kind of a bit Concorde-y and a bit, was it Normandy from the first Mass Effect? Sort of. Maybe, I don't know. Certainly a bit Concorde-y. Anyway, the Ghost up next on Midnight Club LA is trying to get away from the police. Is running at very high speed with their Evo. They're running through the kind of drain area and whatnot, and everything is going relatively well. It's the highly modified cars actually managing to pull a little bit of distance. Gets it wrong going through the tunnel, misjudges, and it's almighty flip and bounce. It's almost a great landing. I was going to say it was almost a wonderful landing, but the ping off the wall did not quite go the way they wanted it to. Yeah, little mistake, got a little bit wrong in the tunnel and bounced around, and that is what is going to happen. We have Matty up next on Need for Speed Undercover. They are trying to deal with the FailRace Police Department, and it's not going so well for their Pontiac. Managed to get bundled into a corner and launched over as a Porsche car, and then over a wall, and then wedged in the wall in the middle of the tunnel. It's gone wrong, basically. on that one. It was very impressive work from the FailRace Police Department right there. And finally, we have Mix on Farming Simulator. I don't know what on earth this vehicle is, but they've just bought it. It's this huge tracked monster, so to speak. I don't know what the purpose of it is as such, but they've got it and they're going to drive it, I guess, to wherever it is needed. And they try to take it over a fence. You would think that this might be able to get out. Well, you think it would crush the fence, let's face it. You might be able to drive over it, right? They give it a try. Nope. No, it's not. And what's happened is the front tracks have fallen off or gone somewhere, and it gets launched across. Now, okay, that's one thing. Don't try and climb over a fence. Probably not going to go well. The tracks are missing. The tractor itself is now stuck in a tree. It's not really an ideal one, that. It's not what you want. So they open the door, they climb out of said tractor, which is then pinged around. It's continued now it's gone back to pinging about. You can just about see bits of, not very easy to see. There's a problem. It's pinged quite a long way. Yes, it has been spat a very long way out. Oh, and now we're going to orbit. We're up to 9,200 miles an hour, and 9,300 miles an hour, I think, at some point, and then we're going to spin around an awful lot. I say that we can tell it's spinning around is the map is having all sorts of problems. Yeah, it turns out climbing over the wall was not a good idea in that. Although it has gone unbelievable, it's the fastest a tractor's gone for a while, and it's out of there. Who knows? It's not on the map anymore. It's heading off to the moon, I think, at this stage. But there we go. That is going to be it for this episode. As ever, if you have clips you'd like to submit to this series, you can via a Google form. There'll be a link to it in the description. And all the rules and how it works can be found on there. That, though, is going to be it from me. Thank you all very much for watching. And until next time, goodbye.